Hi everybody, welcome to the Baguette Investing channel for a new weekly video where I will review the financial markets, my previous trades of the past week, and also the opportunities I'm seeing if there is any. So let's start right with the state of the crypto markets as I view it. You can see by the chart, the weekly chart of Bitcoin. Last week candle was this one. Now it's a new weekly candle. Last week was a doji, which is not a very interesting candle. The market is not showing much strength. It's still very weak. We are above this support area of 41.5, but not showing that much strength when you look on the daily. This is not the kind of trend that tells you it's going to moon. This is more like the kind of trend that is pushy and reminds me of pushy markets that go sideways, just a little bit like we saw from February to May. So the big question is, will Bitcoin crash down and this was all a dead cat bounce like what we saw right there? I'm going to show you on the daily what's one of the possibility. Let's get to the past. There it is. You can see that there the market bounced, and the question here was, will the market build a new uptrend and start going up again, or is it a dead cat bounce? And it was a dead cat bounce. Is there any way to know it? No. And why would you invest your money in Bitcoin right now? I don't know. If you're okay with that, I do not question the way you invest. It's just I'm trying to find markets that look like this, that are trending strong, and where I will be able to do trend following, and this is the kind of trading I like. The total to what did a very obvious double top market. We're still above the previous all-time high. We're still in this trading range where there's not much happening. It was not that big of a bull market when you think about it. It went up 133%, but when we compare about what happened, previously from March, it's nothing. From March we are up 3,000%, which is a little crazy. What I would like to see, I would be very happy if we see some kind of cup and handle, and if we break out, I would be so happy. And I'm telling you, I would go almost all in on crypto. I would put so much cash pouring into crypto, because what could happen is the kind of thing that happened right there during the first alt season back in 2016. When you look at what happened after that, it's absolutely crazy. Look at this percentage. I can't even read it. It's 67,000 of uptrend. So I don't think if we break above, we're going to see 67% uptrend. But I think if we break above and make new highs, it can go very, very, very well. For crypto, that's it. I'm not really talking in the details about crypto because there is nothing really interesting. What's interesting at the moment is the stock market, which has some moves in the stock market. Why is it dropping? I don't really focus on the why, because I think fundamental analysis is not the best way to make money in the markets. You need to use both fundamental and technical. What you see here is the market, the European market, that started to drop last week, and this week has a first drop. But last week candle, to be clear, is this one right there. This one is the last week candle. So the weekly candle of last week closed above, and now you can see we opened with a gap, and we are maybe starting a new bearish move. You can see that the S&P 500 is also looking pretty bearish, and if you zoom in on the daily, it's pretty harsh drop. What's the cause of this drop? Of course, there's a technical level of this. The market went up 2 times since the COVID crash. The S&P 500 doubled in almost a year and a half, which is something that happens very, very rarely. If you look on a normal scale, the speed is absolutely crazy, and a correction is not something that is unpredictable. Usually corrections happen. If you're surprised by a correction at the moment, well, you shouldn't be, because it's normal. The thing that is, at the moment, everybody's freaking out about Evergrande. This is something that I see many people talk about. If you want to learn about it a little bit in more details, I will put this thread from this dude who is, I believe, is a financial journalist, who explains a little bit about what's happening with Evergrande. You can see it's also trending on Twitter. There's Bitcoin, there's Evergrande. So yeah, it's the question is it going to be a deeper correction? Uh, the main thing you need to know, you look at the fundamentals. Well, we don't know what's going to happen to Evergrande, and you look at the technicals, and this looks more like a top than it looks like a continuation pattern. Something else I want to talk about is that many people think since May the market is going up, but actually the stock market stopped going up back in April. You see that this is the mid cap index for US stocks, so I believe it's the one most of you watch, and really nothing happened since May. You can see that in the index. It's really in a range market. Nothing happened. We were knocked down by the resistance right there, and since then, well, nothing is happening. What would be very frightening, what I would be very afraid of, is that we broke down this area. If we break down on the index, on mid caps especially, I think there is going to be a lot of blood on mid caps, and the first support area is over here. So there can be a great drop from here. There can be a great 16% drops on mid caps. If you look at small caps, this is the small cap index for the USA. It's the same thing. It stopped going up in May, March, and now it's just nothing is happening on stocks. Stocks have been very, very, very hard to trade. There are some countries that try to make a new impulsion. This is Japan. Japanese stock market is very, very interesting. You can see that in 2020 it broke out of this huge base, and now we're trying to make a new impulsive bull market. If you look at this and you compare it with, we're gonna look at the small caps from USA. Look at the difference that both of these charts have. You can see that there is no impulsion, but there we're trying to make an impulsive movement, and it's even more obvious when you look at the small caps from Japan. You can see we are making a new all-time high. Of course, this is MSCI small cap, so it's labeled in US dollars, so we can compare everything. And what we're seeing right now is what we call a retest. So my question is this support gonna hold? If it holds and we see some kind of new uptrend, I will bet on the upside. If it does not hold and we break down, well, it's over, and it's not a big deal to invest on that thing. So everybody is making their own assumptions on whether Evergrande stuff is going to make the S&P correct. What I see really here is you should be worried. You should be very careful, because when you see this kind of configuration, this is usually bad for in terms of charts. This looks very, very bad. So yeah, I'm not long on many stocks. The stocks I own, let's talk about the stocks I own in the trade I made. I own one stock in lithium sector in the ASX. I have $250 on this stock. So this is a small cap about lithium. Well, this is, yeah, we could call that a small cap. And I was playing this cup and handle pattern. I don't risk a lot of money. I risk like what? For $50 on this trade. So I'm being very, very cautious about the configuration we have. I have this trade that is already neutral, that started going up after breaking all-time high and failed breaking all-time high. And today I closed this one, which failed to break the resistance right there. And I closed with quite a good profit. I believe I was like at 400 euros of profits on this one, which is a great trade. It's not the best trade, but when you look at the state of the European market, you're like, it's very good to get this. When I look at my crypto, I closed it up. You can see that the crypto is really, really bleeding. Crypto is in very bad shape. I'm keeping the crypto that are performing well, and I get out of the cryptos that are not performing well. So I got out of HTR, which is now, I don't like this kind of trade, this configuration. And I'm getting out on FET because I see this kind of failure makes me want to get out. I bought here, I'm taking profits now, and if the trade makes a new configuration, I will get again on it. But there is just too much fear and uncertainty in the market that when there is uncertainty, I just cut on the thing that does not work and I keep the thing that is performing. Some of them I'm looking at the weekly clause. For example, what is this is yeah was for example this ORN. If it closes like that below the previous support, the previous resistance, I'm getting out of this. And same for WTC, where if it closes like that, I'll be getting out of it. So yeah, the markets are being very fearful. I see many panic on the social media. I'm not really panicking because I don't own many stocks. I will do a video about why I don't own many stocks at the moment and what happened with my stock portfolio. So yeah, I like to hear about how your trades have gone and how are you gonna deal with the correction if it happens. Share your experience in the comments. What you think about the Evergrande affair, and yeah, I have many videos planned for this week. Very interesting videos planned for this week. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos this week. Consider subscribing to get notified. Thank you. Goodbye.